adjustments that might be made defensively. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now it's Dorsett. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. That one 28 yards on the ground.
At halftime, you had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Come on, set. 18, Gator.
Let's go, D. Big series right here, so we got to step it up.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
You have a vision right now of every...
And he takes this one in for a Browns score. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Now the Browns offense will stay on the field as they'll go for 2 here. Now a toss coming right side. It's Sanders. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down from the 34 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch the pass.
They'll set up to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down again.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Myles Garrett. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here's Dorsett. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
Let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Get it.
On play action, they'll throw. It's caught by Sanders. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play-action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
After the sack, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. He'll let it go deep for a 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. He'll look to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And they give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Let's go, let's go.
And the Broncos, first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what we thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go longer. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Here we go, let's bring it.
Get it.
Back to throw here. Complete to Newsom. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Squeeze.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
On the give, this is Dorsett. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. On second down now, it's Sanders. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
That's it, huh?
A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. So another... Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 45. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. Because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now this time he'll look to throw. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
60 Pittsburgh. Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right, tight right.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this. Fourth quarter of play. This quarterback now 14 out of 17, 82%, and it's 1st and 10.
Get it.
They'll look to throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now.
Let's do this.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Ready, break. 53, check 53. Yeah. Shoot.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Out to, and a big loss here as he's taken down. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Back to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go now.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
I'm coming for you. You mine.
On 3rd down, Peyton. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for Cleveland, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they'll take this loss into the
so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, and look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I've never done this before. Yeah, drown out my problems, let me point up and it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
The young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. Yeah. I just had to let you know. Yeah. Give me that work and I can sell it. I put it on the line like I ain't selfish, nah. The story flip if I let you tell it. Put my heart and soul in so you feel it. I ain't never faking, I'm the realest since Tupac in imprisonment, claiming his innocence. Currently, I'm the greatest rapper in a sense. But any currency, I'm still guaranteed my wins. This is coming from within, I stuff for real, I don't pretend. When the OG spilling knowledge, bet it's best you soak it in. I'm a prophet to them scholars, got them chakras opening. Got them fixing up they octaves, now they truly focused in. I'm seeing 2020 visions. Daily manifesting on my premonitions. Best to keep it neutral, got my own religion. The brainwash, gotta make your own decision. My word is James Bond, I stay on the mission. Coming for the top position, ain't no competition, man. Pull up in the top, it's missing, the opposition in. All that lane switching, this is what the game is in. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like your belly show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You were Joe like Chappelle show. This so perennial, do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know. Brand new model, it'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems, only got real ones round them. Only got